Sander! Whew. Yeah, interesting. Did Granati actually try to beat Sander back or not? So I'm already prepared that today's cup of the day is gonna be boring. Yeah, seems to be dirt. I mean, as you can assume, I have been quite annoyed. Then I miss cup of the day for 2 days, and I miss Nascar and Rally. Like, it cannot be any worse than that. Like, so stupid. How big is the chance even that I miss 2 such good styles in a row? The only 2 days that I was missing, and I missed those 2 styles. It's hard to believe, actually. Now at least both of them would have been very difficult to win, that is sure. I guess the Rally Cup of the Day would have been a 2nd place, most likely. Even though I didn't have my smoothstick gamepad, but I got very quickly a good time on it. Yeah, I saw that flag, but how do I know if I have to go inside or outside of it? It could have been either way, you know. Okay, let's go. It's also a very short map. Yeah, as you notice, I'm back now from a small trip to the training course. Came pretty nicely back, my colleague was driving me. I'm already here since an hour, but I just started the PC. Naja, no, not just. I started it half an hour ago and did a bit of stuff. Yeah, obviously, Folto. Obviously, I missed the interesting maps, and I knew already, like, it was impossible that we get Old Car today, and it was impossible that we get Nascar today, so it was quite obvious that it cannot be any good, like, any interesting. It was obvious. We even had wood beforehand, like, yeah, it was impossible. Yeah, it's pretty short, it's pretty simple. Like, is it even short? It feels short, but 40 seconds, okay, yeah, then it is also short. Sometimes maps feel short, but they actually have quite a length, but there are just many sections where you just full speed through. I don't think that I need to watch GPS when the AT is only 24. Or do I? Yeah, I can shortly check what time it is if it is that. So where's Granati today? Is he not playing Bonker? And where's Chris? We have a dirt map. Is he not joining dirt? Did the sponsor not think about Bonk Cup when they choose that date? That was not great. Not really an improvement here. Schade. Might be a drift. Ending was you have to go for some. I think I have to do cars on. Ah, nice, I have the button actually. Often I have the backwards looking camera on that button, but here currently I have the ghost on, ghost off, that's helpful. Here you see that I overtook with a different line. Okay. I'm only 2400s behind first. But I don't think that I'm safe actually. it was a really good run, and I'm also not sure if I can necessarily improve much more now. Like from here on it requires a lot of risk. Yeah, okay. I have to say this has to be enough. That was a really good start in that lap. Wait, again ahead. Okay. Okay. By the way, are these passwords at the beginning of the chat? You probably should change them afterwards. Huh? Yeah, these are commands, not passwords. I just had to figure out if it was... Like I just... last week I created this command for that cup, but I didn't remember if I called that command AO8 TeamUF or TeamUF AO8. I forgot that. Probably I will always forget it. I will always have to check it, I guess, in future. Crazy, I'm down to 27th now with that run. Och komm. Last try. To win the seeding. Okay, let's check the difference to Elcon. What was my overall position again? 58, wow. With my stadium gamepad and like 10 minutes of playing on laptop. Also, I don't know, somehow people were not really fast on that track. On the Rally 1. Moment. Yeah, I thought about that. The thing is that, of course, a keyboard player is doing that, so always so weird. But I thought about that. Yeah, and this is also what I thought, to do even a pre-drift here. But this is such a small one. I would even say he didn't even hit it good, but it's still good overall, apparently. He wins most time here. Yeah, now the question is, do I go for this no slide line, because it's like this one. He also does it, okay. Ach, there's a mod now. A small one. I should be able to do that. I'm a bit afraid with this pre-drift that I mess it up. Okay. The thing is, such easy maps where everyone is like within 2 to 3 tenths, they become difficult because you know that you need to risk, especially this turn here. You know you need to get it good. You also are not allowed to fail the snap into the no slide, or especially the steering into the left here, because you would be immediately eliminated. Early on already in the knockout, that can happen. So am I PBing with this? I'm actually not, okay. Also for me, wait, is this a finish? Also for me the problem is... Ah! He's PFing or something. Aha! Oh, I didn't know about that. That there is a hidden route. But yeah, for me as a save meister, such maps are dangerous, because you cannot really save a lot here. The map, also no, you immediately drop out by pace and that early on, because the map is so easy that less people make mistakes. On the other hand, it could also happen that actually still quite a lot of players make mistakes if they risk for having the pace. But yeah, it's always hard to say. Easy maps tend to be very difficult in rounds. Hey Mario, sorry for this question, but I was on holiday the last couple of weeks. Do you also play some Kaki maps, and what do you think about this edition of Kaki in general? Yeah, no, I would have played on the very first day, but then it was cancelled. Also I would have played like 1 or 2 hours to discover maps, but it was cancelled there, and the next day there were better things to do, and yeah, overall I was not very interested. It just costs a lot of time. Like either you go full in or you go not in at all, in my opinion. Like there are of course people that, also some streamers that just use the hype in the start, but you already knew that they will not continue until the very end. They only took the hype in the start of the season, but yeah, I don't have the time for that as well. Not really interesting. Like for me, it's also not that interesting, to be honest. But what I enjoy in Kaki is to see the creativity from people. However, I don't like it too much when it's a lot of block mix and weird stuff, like things that you would never get a car into. Also, you would never get a car into such a position. Sometimes it's a bit too much. But there are also very simple maps, some very simple mechanics where I think like, yeah, that's actually cool. And someone found that and made a map out of it. Let it be Lars and Marchi map, for example. It's a simple mechanic. It's quite interesting. Very creative to make a map out of it. The one with the 3 wood roads, where you flip from straight to straight, is also pretty cool. Because it's so simple, it doesn't require any block mix or something. But I still wouldn't really like to play it, because you just jump and then you pray. Of course, there's a bit of skill, like in which angle you land. But mostly it's just praying, and yeah. I haven't tested how slow the save finish would be, but it seems very slow actually. I wouldn't really want to go for it. I don't think that you can create a big enough lead on this map. Or I had now 1 second. I wasn't sure with this 1 second. Maybe it would work, but unnecessary risk actually. The safe finish becoming the risky finish in such a scenario. But that's a bit bad. That's very bad. Yeah, you see, I thought I had to risk now. I had a very bad angle. Yeah, such maps are just super boring, eh? And it was so obvious that I miss like Nascar and Rally and we get this, but naja. I will hunt a map and I will rejoin when the knockout becomes interesting. Because now this would be a bit long. Tomorrow I have to work, so I don't have much time for hunting, so I better do that now. But I will watch the end of the knockout, of course. But I kinda knew that this mistake here is gonna happen. Because sometimes I just drive into this corner and the car is not going outside, like now for example, would have just worked. And other times it just goes outside, for example now, and I cannot really say why. Because I do the same input. I just full steer and full speed into this. Like what am I doing? Ah, it's maybe that. Yeah, and then I thought that I would go into red here. I risked this snow slide way too much. I had then a really shit angle for this left turn. Felt not confident with that. And yeah, actually I would have been safe with the first touch. I would have made it through in that round. But I pulled a Granadi actually. Because I thought I have to risk. I'm weather forecaster. I just came from a training course, 2 days. Just came home basically, and now I have even 2 shifts right after, tomorrow and Saturday. And then I have 3 days free. And yeah. Naja, let's say 3, because when I come home on Saturday, it doesn't really feel like having 3. Because then the 24-hour map grind is starting. Yeah, so when I come home, then I play the Cup of the Day on Saturday. And after that, unless I forget something, but after that I discover the 24-hour race map. And I will most likely drive some stints on Sunday. Maybe also on Saturday before I go sleep. We have to see. It's not completely decided. But first of all, of course, I have to learn the track. I have to get onto pace. And then it's most likely myself who is the first one to play in the morning and to give the night shift a break, I assume. And then I will play mostly on Sunday. But yeah, it's then quite a lot to do. It's not really free. Yeah, sadly I have to be more precise when I say shit. Because I cannot say shit, I need to explain. Because there's different kind of shit. That was a good attempt. Yeah, got 2 inside. Like early on already. These outside turns. It's so strange sometimes. It's like probably just a very small difference, but with the one line you get really good like turn in from the spanking and you can just easily stay full steer and full speed and you will never touch the wall and you know that already early on. And then other times you know that the car is going to the outside to the wall. Even though you almost do basically the same, also you do the same inputs, but the angle is like slightly different. Yeah, why is this touching? But this isn't, you know? Yeah, that would have been a good lap, I think. Would be cool to drive a high 0.5. The question, also I have to gain that in the snow slide exit. This is where I can gain. And I guess I have to also make the time there mostly. My start wasn't bad, I was behind Elcon, but it was not far away from him. The start was, in comparison, pretty good. Comparison with the rest. Yeah, also this right turn. Okay, this is an improvement. 17th place, 0.67, Lingo Tour for 42. We get some information here about how the knockout is actually going. It would be really cool to see a final between Linko and Elcon. There were surely already some finals like that. But not many. Another good lap. Also faster than my seating time. Basically 2 PBs in a row, but I drove them in the wrong order so that it was basically just 1 PB. Have to check the clock. 19:35. I can do 2-3 minutes and then I have to go onto the server again to check out the last laps. Too bad I had to release this last turn. It was a good lap. Oh, come. Oh, basically an equal. Oh, that run was good. That one was super good. I just didn't hit the apex in the last turn, but went for good exit speed then at least. But yeah, let's go onto the server. Because they will be within the last rounds. We go on live and then events. This is how you can join your match back. There you will see your cup of the day division. So, we have, it's still down in, and I'm not surprised about that, S-side is out. I think I also could have gone far here, because I knew the lines. But, like, as I said, like on such a map, at any moment you can miss pace. At any moment that can happen, that you're too slow. Or you make like only a minor mistake and it is immediately a big danger. That's like the thing with such maps. And then this outside, no, you can just touch, can just happen. But another difficulty on such maps is really to focus, because it's like so slow. You have long turns here. Oh god, Elcon almost clipped on the inside. You see, this is now, for example, a pretty good lap. Rasi is out with a 91. Naja, 91 is doable. But surely not easy. But yeah, all these dirt turns are so long and feel also slow. Like you don't do many inputs. It is a little bit like Trackmania 2 Canyon. Such a map. And in Canyon I also had a problem myself that I couldn't focus on it. Because you basically... Oh, that's not good. Now down will win. Oh no. Ach, Elcon. Also in Canyon, you tap the brake to start the drift and then you had often very, very long drifts. Very long drifts. It's 1 second actually, I checked now. You had very long drifts. And you did like basically just hold the steering angle, or when your keyboard player did like, even though it was like a 5 second long drift, sometimes it only needed like 3 small taps for the steering and that was it. But you see also, for this being such a simple map, there are so many mistakes. Like, the rounds that we watch now are all super free to survive. Surprisingly. Well, because every single round had 1 crash. apart from the one where Rasi went out. So this was the closest. But yeah, he drove 0.9, which is a bit slow, like a little bit. Like definitely beatable. But we didn't really have a round where you needed a 0.6. And normally I would have expected that on this track. But seemingly, because the map is so easy, every round someone touches, like here in this turn, for example, or somewhere else. Yeah, Jadon wanted to go into the no slide but got an auto slide instead. And we will see down in the Asian, not Jadon. And we will see down in the final. Uh-oh. To be honest, this smells so much like a down victory because this is such a typical down map as well. Like when it's so really easy and boring, he's actually good in that. Now that hurts even more now that I went out early. Down is always very aggressive here. He oversteers then there, but apparently it is actually a decent line, like he's equal. Oh, Down had issues with the no slide. Jadon has the lead. It is one turn for Jadon. Down has the inside line, but Jadon will have the exit speed. If he doesn't crash the finish, Jadon will have it. Jadon? Yeah, nice. 65 versus 71. It was only the no slide exit that Down lost time at. Everything else was pretty much even because of the style of the map, kind of. Different lines in the last turn, but ended up similar.